How you guys doing out there? It's YouTube and Facebook. Let's start the conversation. This is an impromptu video right now. You guys know what I do. I do pop culture, social media topics, and world events so that way we can live together in harmony. I want to talk about the Snoop Dogg, Gayle King situation right now. I just got through watching. I was trying to flip back through it so I can look at it before I make this video. But I was just watching, and the reason why Snoop Dogg is putting his foot in his mouth right now, the reason why I don't respect Snoop Dogg right now is because of the things that he's doing. How can I sit up there, or how can you sit up there and say we watching you, and you sit up there saying things about Gayle King that are out of pocket too? You said that Gayle King was. You were saying that Gayle King was out of pocket for what she's saying about Kobe Bryant's death. I didn't hear what she said about Kobe Bryant, but yet still, I want to say that when you made your video and you used cuss words and everything like that, you said we watching you and stop talking before we come get you. And then I heard there's all types of media backlash and everything like that. And then when you get back on there into your and said that why would I want harm to come to a 70-year-old woman? I was raised way better than that and everything like that. And how can you sit up there and retract what you said? You said we watching you and Gayle King stop talking before we come get you. You basically threatened her life. And everybody knows that you're a rapper and you have all these songs about marijuana and you have all these songs about your life and all these songs, and you talk in the studio about beating people up and stuff like that. You sat up there in your video and you threatened her. So how do you call yourself a role model? You got this Snoop football league and everything like that. And this is important because you call yourself a role model, you do things for children, and you're trying to put yourself on a pedestal of being a great person for society. You even have a show with Martha Stewart. So how can you get on national TV or whatever, you make a video and put it on the internet and say we watching you and Gayle King stop before we come get you? You're supposed to be a role model. You make yourself out to look like a role model, having a show with Martha Stewart, having a Snoop football league, and say I do things for the kids, and I lived in the hood, and now I'm doing better. You basically backtracked on all of that type of stuff, and these things that you've been doing for the past years since you've been having a career. You backtrack all that stuff with before we come get you, and you wondering why the media is having a firestorm on your head right now. How can you sit up there and say and act like and try to be a role model and then threaten a woman or threaten anybody? It don't work like that, Snoop Dogg. It don't work like that, Calvin Broadus. It don't work like that. If you want to say your piece without threats, without cuss words. There's nothing wrong with stating your opinion about how you feel about a person, how they're going about life. There's nothing wrong with stating your opinion. There's nothing wrong with giving your grievances on the internet. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you cross the line and say, before we come get you, is where you're doing your wrong deed. You don't do that. If it's in your heart, I mean, fine. But at the same time, you cannot be saying that type of stuff. You got to examine yourself. You got to look introspectively about what I feel right now. Is that healthy for the people who look up to me? You have to ask yourself that before you go on internet and make all types of videos about coming and getting somebody. Because when you say come get you, coming out of a person like your mouth, that means that I'm going to get my goons, I'm going to get my boys, and we're going to spray your house down. That's how that sounds. So Snoop Dogg, you wrong. If I have to listen to what Gayle King said, but you're wrong for saying what you said because you did threaten that woman. You're wrong, Snoop Dogg, and this is very important for people that have people looking up to them. You have to do the right thing and what you say because people are watching. Everyone has a role model.
people look up to people, and whenever there's a role model in a position, what you say, people are looking at is, oh, that what that person said is okay, so I can do it now. You're a role model, or you're supposed to be saying you're a role model. That was not role model material that came out of your mouth. If I were you, I would just not talk anymore, or I would issue an apology saying that you should issue a different apology or something like that. But what you said was not role model material. Love you guys.